Sure. I have a question about Quickley too. All right. Because you know me, last year I wanted Quickley to start so bad. And I've seen so many players come here and start to play over our young guys that I was thinking irrational. And I'm like, no, don't bring Jalen Brunson over here because I want Quickley to start. Not because Jalen Brunson is bad, but because I just saw so much in Quickley that I felt like if given the actual time to be that guy, he can put it all together. Now you see he goes off on Boston, and now I'm thinking, well, shoot, this guy can be a starter in this league. It's like, to me, that almost solidifies it in my brain. I don't know, how do you guys feel about, do you feel like Quickley can be a starter in this league? Because at this point, when it comes to the offseason, I definitely feeling more and more like other teams who are in desperate need of a point guard are going to be looking at Quickley like we were looking at Jalen Brunson.
Who you want to go first?
Chris, you thinking?
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah.
All right, go Ryan.
Oh no. I do think Quickley can be a starter in this league. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sure whether he could be a starter on a championship caliber team yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure about that. But I think on like a good team, or maybe like a team that's like bottom half in the NBA, he could definitely be a starter on that team. As for the Knicks, I like his role as a sixth man coming off the bench for the Knicks. Just for the simple fact that, you know, like I said before, like with championship teams, you do need that guy coming off the bench that can like be a starter for other teams in the NBA. And Quickley is that guy where you put him into the game and you already know what you're getting from him. Great defense. He's going to score for you. He's going to facilitate. And I mean, if you look at the stats, I mean, his plus minus is crazy coming off the bench. So it's like, I don't want to really change that. Like, he is definitely starting capable. But with the Knicks, I think his role as a sixth man is unmatched. Like, he needs, me personally, I would rather him stay as a sixth man on the Knicks.
I'm not even talking about the Knicks. Like, I'm talking about, listen, this man is what, top 3, what did Monica say today? Top 3 on-ball defender in the NBA. Like, he's playing no games. I'm sorry, Lee, I know you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I gotta disagree with Ryan. I think he can start on any NBA team. I think he can start on a championship team. I think he should start on our team next season. I think he should be the starting 2 guard. I think he's just like Brunson in terms of his ability to impact a team. I like the analogy of how we were looking at Brunson, but we had Quickley in the pocket, and now other teams are going to be looking at Quickley to fill their starting point guard role. I also think he's under the bag. I think $20 million is what I would like to give him. I think someone's probably going to offer him $30 million per year, and he'll probably end up somewhere between 25 or 27 per. The Knicks should pay it. I don't care if we go over the luxury tax. Dolan's a billionaire. He's making mad money on all kinds of endeavors, like pay up, you know. And he's the thing about Dolan, he's never been a cheap ass. He has paid. He's overpaid Phil Jackson, overpaid Eddie Curry, overpaid James Johnson back in the day. Like, he's overpaid everybody. So let's get into the luxury tax. Let's pay Quickley what he deserves. I think he's a top 3 cornerstone for us after Brunson and Randall. He's super young, only 23 years old. He's a baller, plays both sides of the court, our best on-ball defender, maybe our best facilitator. It's a close call. We got a few of them on this team. But yeah, man, pay the man, start the man.
Really? Oh, wow. That is so interesting. And you don't consider RJ a part of that cornerstone 3?
No, I would put RJ probably 5th after Mitch.
Damn.
The most important.
Wow. That is definitely not how some Knicks fans I know feel. That's like their baby, their prized possession. So to hear you say that is hysterical. I mean, it's very valid, and I definitely understand where you're coming from. I just wasn't expecting you.
We've come to the conclusion that on this show anyway, that Quickley today, we trust Quickley with the ball more than RJ with the ball.
Yes. I also think he has a higher ceiling, and I think he has a higher floor. as well. I would argue he's actually already better than RJ right now.
Yeah.
We just don't see that to its full potential because of the role that he's having to play off the bench in a lower usage situation. If you gave him RJ's role in minutes, I think he's averaging 23 points a game on more efficient splits.
Yeah.
And he's the most, not only is he the best defender we have, he's the most consistent perimeter defender we have too, who can really guard guys above his size. He can punch above his weight class, and he's got a ceiling to go. For me, what we've seen in RJ, I think this is RJ. I don't think he has another gear, and I'm not mad at that.
That's where I disagree.
I want to keep him,
but
yeah, I disagree there too. I disagree with that too.
I think Quickley has a higher ceiling that we haven't even seen yet, and won't see until he starts.
That's a great point, because we just saw what happened with Mikal Bridges. Like, he's on the Phoenix Suns, 3-and-D guy. He can put up points, if he needs to with all the injuries. We saw that. And then he goes to the Nets, and then he's exploding for 30, 40, whatever. And it's all because of the role that he's put in. So I do like that. I do like that point, because it's all about the fit and what role you're given. If you're coming off the bench and you're only getting 15 minutes or whatever, you can only do so much.
Right.
But if you're starting, it's like, okay, now we see, what your full potential is as you go through, the ups and downs of being a starter. So yeah, I'm excited to see how he evolves his game. I hope you're wrong though, Lee, about RJ, just because, he's a Duke guy. I love Duke growing up, and he's a lefty. I was a lefty, horrible, but yeah. I'm 50-50 on that. Like, this may be the best he ever gets. And then there's also a side of me that's like, maybe there's another step that he can develop.
If this is the best he ever gets, that's not a bad thing. He's not bad. I think he's a very solid player, capable of dropping 30, also capable of dropping 10. And really, when he's 30, it's going to be inefficient like tonight, 1 to 7 from 3. But I like the way he's driving to the basket. I just don't think he has a star level to attain to like I do Quickley.
Well,
That's fair.
With Quickley, the swing skill is the shooting. Like, it's the shooting, and it's also the IQ on both sides of the ball. The whole game you're seeing IQ literally direct traffic on the offensive end and the defensive end. Then you see him guarding small guys. Then you see him guarding power forwards, and you're thinking, it's going to be barbecue chicken, and it gets a steal, or it gets a block, or it gets and then he throwing alley-oops. There's just so many dimensions, and he's so versatile. And to me, he's also a leader. And like we said before, he just hasn't had the minutes and the role to really show all of that, which is kind of why I'm a little bit nervous when it comes to this offseason, because I know he sees it himself. I see it. I know he sees it. So I'm hoping to, like Lee said, Knicks open up that purse really big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna push back a little bit with the whole IQ and RJ ceiling, because I do think Quick has a high ceiling, but I do think RJ's ceiling is a bit higher. It's because I've seen on RJ's best games, when he puts it all together, when he's shooting well, when he's driving to the basket, when he's actually able to look for his teammates and pass the ball as he's driving to the basket, and things of that nature. I do feel like if RJ puts it together, especially playing a premium position at the wing in the NBA, I do think RJ's barrier ceiling is higher, but I also agree that at this moment, IQ is the better player. So that's the only place where I would like push back at. But yeah, that's
fair. And I think the difference for me is that Quickley doesn't have any physical limitations. He might be a little bit shorter, but he's got long wingspan, and he's really quick first step, and he's a fast player as well. RJ's got physical limitations. He's slow. He's slower than most wings, and he has very little vertical. He's just not. He's not a hopper, and that limits him going to the basket too.
That's not.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Because they both have different limitations, though. Because Quickley's limitation is he doesn't have the brute strength that RJ has. So RJ has that luxury to kind of play slower in the paint and probe and almost rest for longer periods of time. And if he was able if he's ever able to harness how to use his strength with the footwork of Brunson and get his touch together and kind of just lean on that, he can be very dangerous and just beat the guys up in the paint and be a catch and shoot guy. And he'll be great and nice and consistent, which is why I still haven't given up on RJ as of yet, because I see flashes when the touch around the rim is there and when the passing is there. So I haven't all the way given up on him. With Quickley, he's not going to be able to slow the game down and punish you in the middle. Like if he had some weight on him, he could, like Brunson does, but he's not able to do that. So there's just different. They both have limitations and different strengths and weaknesses. It's just different ways of using what they have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely different ways of using them. And look, that for here, but here's the thing, Jay. This game, it's important to have the strength in this league. But I think it's more important to have, the speed and the quickness that Lee was talking about. Right, that first step is the game changer, right? In every aspect of the way, because if you have a quick ass first step and they can't guard you, you're gonna get unlimited buckets. And then even if they double you, then you kick it out. IQ has their smarts. You get the open man, boom, they knock down the shot. That's almost unstoppable. The size wise, right? How he elevates and all that. Okay, sure, but if he's able to get by you and there's nobody putting their hand up, I think it's really scary. Whereas RJ, yeah, you want to play bully ball? Okay, cool. But I don't know if you're getting, past the Giannis's, the Brook Lopez's, the Joel Embiid's. You strong, but are you on that level? So,
but
yeah, no.
Luka is always my go-to example for stuff like this, because Luka is a guy who's not fast. He's just a brute strength, shoot, footwork type of dude. And he just leans on that body contact angles. You don't necessarily have to be super fast if you're big and strong. And that's what I'm saying. There's guys in the league who get buckets who aren't lightning fast. Which is what I'm saying. Which is why I even we call him Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Buckets has been getting buckets for a long time. He is not that fast, but he got the footwork. He dupe you into getting fouls, and he'll live in that paint, that lower paint area all day long. So there's guys who can do it. DeMar DeRozan isn't. He's in the middle. He's a little faster, but it's footwork, head fakes, and angles. Huh?
He's very athletic.
Yeah, and DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah. DeMar DeRozan's a little more athletic. Right.
I'm gonna push back one more time, and then y'all can have the final say on this. That everyone that you mentioned, Luka, DeMar DeRozan, Jimmy Butler, is exponentially more talented than RJ Barrett. That all three have way higher IQs, all three have way better footwork, all three are way better two-way players, and all three have way better shots than RJ Barrett, and will have a better game than him. I don't think RJ will ever be at any of those three guys' levels, even though those three guys themselves are at different levels. So you're kind of comparing apples to oranges here. And also Immanuel Quickley, you're right. When he's at the 2 guard spot, he is overpowered, but as a point guard, no, he's not. At 6'3", with his wingspan and his toned body, no one's overpowering him at the point guard spot. It just depends on what position he plays. When he's at 2, you're going to find guys that are bigger, stronger, and more athletic than him. But at the point, you're not going to find very many guys at the point guard position that can overpower him, post him up, and cook him on the offensive end.
Very true. That's a good point.
My thing is, when Jimmy Butler came in the league, he wasn't getting that many minutes, right? Was everybody saying he was super talented when he first came in the league, or did he work his way through that? There's guys who were drafted lower who worked their way through that. And RJ has that work ethic. I'm not saying that that's a guaranteed and that's definitely going to happen, but I'm just saying, people who's developed shots over years. Jason Kidd couldn't even shoot until year 8?
15.
15.
It took a while, bro. It took a while.
It took a while. Then it was oh, you can't leave Jason open.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But yeah, J Kidd, you know, yeah, that's
Asen
different,
Kid. No J.
No J. Okay.
Asen Kid. I remember that.
Tell him. My bad. Tell him. Are you still online? We was going back and forth into a real basketball debate, real. Tell him you still online, because I know Tell him has something to say. Hopefully you remember what you had to say, Tell him. I didn't want to stop the flow of the conversation.